Okay, so I wasn't going to make another GameStop video, but I guess somehow I lied because they found a way to literally make... Well, I said I wasn't going to make one, but... I mean, unless something bad came up. But this really, I wouldn't be surprised that something like this actually happens. But anyways, so GameStop has stated that they are going to start... Like, I mean, okay, people already knew they did stuff like this, and I'll be honest with you, I've really never gone to a GameStop. I've only maybe gone there once now because I really wanted to see how kind of ridiculous it was. I mean, I don't really have a problem with the people that work there as much as I have a problem with the upper management that makes these decisions. And before somebody says that they're a business trying to make money, let me tell you something. They already have a net worth of over $9 billion. And the only reason they do that is because they rip people off and they can buy everybody out. That's the only reason that somebody could make that much money doing what they're doing. And I'm going to explain why. Okay, so GameStop just went off and stated that they're going, I mean, they've done this before, but the upper management just literally loves to troll or piss everybody off. And they know this, but they're laughing their ass off because they know that people are still having no choice but to go to them or go to Amazon or eBay, or hell, even import your games. Let me tell you something. You know, I learned Japanese because I felt like Japanese games were like better than like here in the United States, and you know, and not all games are like fan service and all that like people make it sound. But you know, but I'm gonna be honest with you though. I mean, when I look at like the Asian library of video games, I've noticed that, you know, even the ones that are like translated and brought over here, the ones that are like they drop in price, like maybe $14.99. Like for example, like Star Ocean 5. You know, regardless of the reviews, and screw IGN and all of them, I played that game. That game was awesome. You know, and people said, oh, the games are bad because they're not long enough. Well, if you play all the other Star Ocean games, they're just as long. Hell, even Star Ocean 2, you can beat it in maybe 10 hours if you're lucky. But, anyways, what was I trying to say? Okay, GameStop is going to start doing this thing with the pre-orders now, where they're starting to say that, you know, they kind of have like this faulty trust between their customers, and people already know they're shady as hell. And the major problem with this is that they want you to believe that they're going to have like what is known as a factory seal, the brand new game price, and then the used price, which they usually have for pre-orders. Now, this is going to get a little confusing because I'm not 100% sure how this leads up to it, but this is what it really results in the end. I know this for a fact. So, games usually drop in price. For example, Watch Dogs 2 came out, it was $59.99. Never played the series, but I'd seen videos of it. I liked the first one, really cool game. You know, the game's now $29.99, if I remember correctly. To get brand new. Now, GameStop wants you to believe that you can only get it through them, not exclusively, of course, but I mean, like, they're going to try and make it sound like, you know, like, you can only buy it at GameStop. And this is the problem that I have with GameStop, and I'm sure everybody else does. They try to make you pay full price. Like, there's no way that they essentially try to control the supply and demand of the price, and they think that they can just monopolize it, and that's just how it works. But not because they're a business, per se, but how they do it, though, that I have a problem with. Because, again, you could get good deals at GameStop, but at the same time, you're better off just going somewhere else. The major issue I have with GameStop is that, you know, their price, for example, so like, the game will start off like $59.99 or $69.99, because some games are starting to do that, or even $79.99 maybe, whatever the price is. But eventually games come down. I mean, usually after a week, maybe after 2 weeks, maybe after a month, maybe after a year, somehow. Anyways, GameStop can technically have pre-orders, not just for when the game first comes out, and then they'll keep like the used price. But GameStop's now going to start saying that they're going to start declining that they even have any copies of the factory sealed ones. So they're pretty much trying to force you to buy the pre-order ones, or the used prices, for the full price, because that's how they sell it. So they want you... So, I mean, okay, it's not always going to be like $59.99, but they're always trying to tell you, though, that you have to buy, you can't buy the game cheap somewhere else, and you can only buy it through them, sort of, for like a full price or something ridiculous. When the game could be right across the street, factory sealed, brand new, comes with everything, and you could probably get it cheaper as well. So in other words, they're trying to get the game for full price, and then they're trying to make you feel like an idiot because they say that if, like, especially if you work there, you can get fired because, and technically what they're doing is illegal. This is just ridiculous, especially if they already have all this money and, you know, I mean, okay, yeah, they're a business trying to make as much money as they can, but you know what, they do it in a way that, you know, it really doesn't help anybody out. And you know what, I don't agree with that. I mean, if you want to make money, you should be honest about it. And I mean, I know people say, oh, honesty doesn't exist in business. Well, let me tell you something. Okay, the only reason why, and people wouldn't know this unless they tried it. Okay, if people were trying to sell video games to people and try to be honest with them, they can make money. They don't have to try and force all these, you know, all this nonsense on people. I mean, you guys remember when Xenoblade came out for the Wii? I mean, I'll never forgive them for doing that. They took a game that was going to come out, Nintendo was already done with the game, and they were going to release it, like, through it, and then Gamestop secretly came out, but it was then, like, 3 weeks later, Nintendo came out and they said they delayed the game because, like, they had to finalize it still, even though they didn't. Turned out that was a lie. So they delayed the game another month, and then they released it, but then they raised the price from $59.99 to 69 or to $89.99. So the game went up $30, and it was delayed for a month because GameStop paid them secretly to keep the game exclusive only for them. And that was stupid when people realized that, because you know the game had all the same content, but it was like, hey, you know what? Just pay us more money and we'll sell it for a higher price. Stupid how these things work. You know what I mean? This is why people always buy their games somewhere else. And like I was saying, like why I brought up like the whole like Asia market thing. They don't price gouge. Learning a different language is actually worth it to play some of these games, because you know that way you don't have to worry about paying like a ridiculous amount of money. Because the only reason why some video games are worth a lot of money in this country is because people love to price gouge. People are greedy for all the wrong reasons. It's ridiculous. You know, people lie a lot, and it's ridiculous. But anyways, see, I don't mind paying for video games because again, I buy my games. But the problem is though, I want the money going towards the game designers themselves, not to GameStop, because GameStop is the whole reason that this shit happens, and we need to do something about this. And I think we just need to boycott GameStop, like when they're doing stupid things. But if they're doing good things, then then I'd go there and buy something from them. But the problem I have though is that it's just not going to be anytime soon though, because you know I don't go to GameStop like every day. I pretty much, that's like a last resort for me at the moment, because especially when they pull this stuff, they're going at the back of the line. That's how it is for me. But anyways, I'm just saying this, you know, before you go to GameStop, make sure you know what you're buying and kind of compare the prices side by side. If GameStop tries to pull a fast one on you and it's not the employees you should be mad at but the upper management for telling them to do this, then you know what, I'm going to Best Buy or Walmart, or because at least when I go to Best Buy, like for example, people there are nice. And okay, maybe the people at GameStop are too, but you know, but I mean, at least they're, you know, the people at Best Buy, you know, like for example, I mean, they can help you out more. And like, I mean, I know there's some things that they're probably not allowed to say either, but you know, but at least Best Buy's policies are a lot more fair than GameStop is. I mean, I love going to Best Buy. I love the fact that I can literally find anything there, and I love like how it's all set up too, like all the TVs and all that, and like you can test everything out. It's a lot better than GameStop's atmosphere. Let's put it that way. You know, that's what I feel. That's how I feel. You know, Best Buy is a way better place than GameStop. So if you can find your games at like Best Buy or Walmart or Target or any place that just carries video games, don't go to GameStop. Unless, of course, you absolutely have to. Again, comment, rate, subscribe, favorite, share this video with everybody. What do you guys think about GameStop? How do you think this will affect their business? Do you think they'll lose money in the end and they'll finally bite the dust, or do you think that they'll still find a way to get around this whole thing and still live on somehow? Because it seems like they do that somehow.